New faces in WSU student governing body.
And a group of WSU journalists traveled to Serbia. More on that on Murrow News 8.
Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Zane Dodge.
And I'm Connor McAvoy. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
WSU student government is going to have some new faces for president and vice president. Jacob Martinez and Kiana Parsi won the presidential and vice presidential election Wednesday. The election board and judicial board still have to examine reports of campaign violation for both campaigns before the election can be certified today.
A group of 4 WSU students traveled over 5,000 miles to Serbia with the goal of experiencing a diverse media environment and to create news stories about their experiences. According to the Daily Evergreen, students said that the trip allowed the 4 of them to explore a new and specific region and to learn about a different culture.
Parking on campus has been a challenge for students this year, but the university's solution may not be appealing to students. Our reporter Allison Martinez has more.
Affording parking on campus is no easy feat for Washington State University students.
I literally have to get to school and leave 30 minutes early in the mornings just to hope I can even find a parking spot.
WSU recently announced a plan to increase the cost of parking permits by 30% over the next 3 years.
Most of the reason for the increase is due to a lot of deferred maintenance that we have in our parking lots, our garages, and our elevators. Transportation services is a self-sustaining auxiliary. That's kind of an important piece of this.
With these proposed financial changes, the hourly parking rates will go up by 50 cents per year for the next 3 years, leaving the current cost of $2.50 to go up to $4 an hour. This recent decision has led students to consider other alternatives.
I don't have my car here, so it's really convenient for me to take the bus to school every day.
Students pay a transit fee, and so they actually pay for this service.
Many students consider the bus transportation routes to be daunting.
At first, the bus routes were pretty confusing. It took some time for me to get used to them.
Pullman Transit is the expert, and they have people that you can contact via email or by phone, and they'll help you plan your route the best they can.
The WSU Parking and Transportation Task Force is currently accepting public comment regarding the proposal. Students unable to make the financial commitment to parking on campus have several other alternatives to consider.
And be less reliant on your car. That could be walking, that could be biking, that could be taking the bus, and the benefits for your health and the benefits to the environment could be really great.
For Murrow News 8, I'm Allison Martinez.
Thanks, Allison. Ferdinand's Ice Cream Shop is a Pullman staple, but did you know how much they rely on students? According to the Daily Evergreen, there are students that wake up at 4 in the morning to start the process at the Dairy Center. That is especially important right now as the ice cream shop prepares for Family Weekend, when they will have special Saturday hours, and be on the lookout for the spring lemon flavor to drop.
High gas prices are continuing to affect students here at WSU. Murrow News 8 reporter Jonah Oakleaf looked at some ways to avoid the gas station altogether.
I would say that it makes travel something that's a bit more of a concern for me.
A concern held by Richie Gilden as well as other WSU students regarding the recent rise of gas prices in the greater Pullman area. Due to how expensive driving has become in the past months, students are having to find alternative methods of transportation or decide to pay out the nozzle for the inflated prices.
It costs me $100 to get home to the west side, and that's something that's a bit more of a financial burden than it used to. I think that's up like at least 20% from what it originally should have been.
In Pullman, as well as other nearby cities such as Colfax, the average gas price right now is hovering around $4.40, as illustrated by the gas station behind me near the Pullman campus.
One potential solution to the exorbitant fuel prices is for students to take advantage of the WSU public transportation system, as well as alternative methods of travel, such as college safe rides or Coug bikes. And for those looking for a ride to the west side of Washington for summer break, feel free to check out the WSU transportation website, where students can purchase tickets on the Wheatland Express bus back to Seattle, Tacoma, and Spokane. In Pullman, I'm Jonah Oakleaf.
Thanks, Jonah. The ASWSU Senate approved a technology fee allocation Wednesday night. According to the Daily Evergreen, last year, $657,696 were allocated to different groups, such as the College of Arts and Sciences for computer replacements, the Center of Civic Engagement, and the School of the Environment to expand Kamiak Butte resources.
The Pullman Police Department said that they have received 4 reports of vehicle prowls in the northwest area of Military Hill as of Wednesday. According to Pullman Radio, Pullman PD has reminded car owners to keep cars parked in well-lit areas and to make sure that windows and doors are secure and to remove anything valuable from inside the car. If you see anything involving suspicious activity, Pullman Police encourage those that do to call the non-emergency dispatch number on your screen.
WSU archivist Marco English will be showing some of the most interesting and rare documents from the WSU manuscripts, archives, and special collections. This event will be hosted on Zoom at 1:30 p.m. on March 29th. To register for this free event, visit the WSU Retiree Association's website. There have been more and more books being banned across the Palouse. Our reporter Riley Fitzgerald has more on the story.
It shows the idea of what libraries are about.
It's important to think about banned books.
If you don't see it, you don't know it's there. Out of sight, out of mind. Like if you have a display full of banned books that say, these were banned, someone's going to be drawn to that and someone's going to say, oh, I wonder why.
Corey Johnson, an instruction and assessment librarian at the Terrell Library, explained why some books are banned.
They present controversial issues in a way that is not appealing to certain people.
Johnson said that for the most part, book banning applies directly to children in K-12 schools.
Book banning doesn't typically begin through a library or librarian, but through local government, school boards, and parents who are upset or offended by the content.
Elena Skibicki is a WSU English undergrad student who says that it's important to use banned books to start the conversation about why they're banned in the first place.
Many banned books are banned because they do not fit within, I would say, societal norms, in quotes, but that generally includes marginalized groups. So when you ban a book that discusses race relations, you are cutting off the conversation about race relations.
We typically seek out books that are banned, oftentimes to put in our collection.
College libraries have a freedom of information at a higher efficiency. Holding these displays, starting the conversations, and talking about why it's important is the first step in figuring out why these books get banned in the first place and how we can do better. In Pullman, I'm Riley Fitzgerald, Murrow News 8.
Thanks, Riley. If you love wine, guess what? A major wine distributor is coming to Pullman. We will tell you who it is after the break.
And find out why there is a decline in Doordash drivers next.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Days, months.
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
Years.
I'd like to give you this.
A lifetime. Can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat.
Come on.
Or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit MakeTheConnection.net to find out more.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Mary Sellers bought a lot in the Pullman Industrial Park that will be the site for the new winery facility. The winery is looking to expand its business and said that they will have more information about their new 16,000 square foot building next week. According to Moscow Pullman Daily News, owner Patrick Murray said that they plan to break ground this summer.
Girl Scout Troop 2005 of Moscow will be hosting a drive-through cookie booth on Saturday from 9 to 3 p.m. Attendees are asked to enter through the White Avenue entrance at the Latah County Fairgrounds.
James Asari from the College of Education won Washington State University's 2022 3-minute thesis award, or 3MT for short, according to WSU Insider. The competition involved doctoral students to give only 3 minutes to give a compelling oration of their own research. Asari won with his presentation about boundary gerrymandering and its effects on public schools. Gas prices have also limited Doordash drivers in the Pullman area. Our reporter, Ariel Argyle, look at how drivers and customers are both being impacted.
With the recent increase in gas prices, it has left many people unable to work.
Gas prices are so high. Even now I was considering not doing DoorDash as often.
A senior at Washington State University, Maliv Pavong started working for DoorDash to make some extra money on the side. However, Pavong, along with many other DoorDash drivers, said they're not making much of an income since they're also paying for gas.
A tank of gas for me probably runs around $70. And so if I'm probably refilling once a week and I'm making $20 a day, let's say doing 7 days a week, I'd probably on profit make like $70.
Not only has this impacted workers, but students like Luke Thompson who use it to get their meals.
It's just more of an inconvenience as something I know is going to be prepared compared to me having to prepare something on my own.
To try and offset the rising gas prices, DoorDash is offering weekly bonuses for those who drive more frequently. Drivers can earn an extra $5 for driving 100 miles, an extra $10 for driving 175 miles, and an extra $15 for driving 225 miles. DoorDash also has a debit card that drivers can apply to. With the card, they can get 10% back on gas until the month of May. While this may serve as an incentive for some drivers, for Pavong, it does not.
I didn't really want to sign up for it. There really is no reason as to why I shouldn't sign up, but I already have enough cards that I didn't want to deal with another.
I'm Ariel Argel with Murrow News 8. Washington State.
Thanks, Ariel. In international news, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas was released from the hospital after a week of fighting off an infection. The 73-year-old justice had been sick and was admitted to Sibley Memorial Hospital in Washington, D.C. last Friday evening. He was released today after experiencing flu-like symptoms. Thomas did not participate in oral arguments in the courtroom this week.
73-year-old Whitebeard native Paul Sand will be running on the Libertarian ticket for this fall's governor's election in Idaho. Sand will be running to unseat Governor Brad Little. Sand's candidacy will create, for the first time in Idaho, a primary race on the Libertarian ticket. His opponent in the May 17 primary is John Dohoney Jr., 57, of Boise.
The Pullman Civic Theater is hosting its Shows on the Side series at 7:30 p.m. tonight and tomorrow at the Nye Street Theater. According to Pullman Radio, Shows on the Side is a secondary season to supplement the main stage season and bring more theater to Pullman. Tickets for the shows are available on the Pullman Civic Theater website, and proof of vaccination is required. And it's been over 2 years since WSU students left for spring break, and then COVID kept them off campus. Reporter Caroline Ruoff takes a look back at the many ways students were affected by that extended break.
The need for a storage unit may have increased during the pandemic, but when college students started using their dorms, it was pretty much the same thing.
2 years ago, WSU students packed their bags for spring vacation. Little did they know they would not be returning until a year and a half later.
Student Kelly was a freshman at the time, and it seems she may have been a little bit too prepared.
The last few days before spring break freshman year, I went a little crazy and packed up my whole entire room because I did not think that we were going to return to campus after spring break was over.
Kelly was right to pack up all her stuff. It seems she would be in need of it for the next summer, plus some extra time.
I've just been hearing about all COVID and everything, and I just had a feeling that because of how bad it seemed that we wouldn't be coming back.
2 years ago to the day, WSU students left for spring break, and luckily, they ended up coming back.
I went to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico for spring break this year, and came back to WSU, back to my house in Pullman.
Lucky for Kelly, her room stayed the same, and other WSU students returned to campus to finish out the 2022 spring semester. In Pullman, I'm Caroline Ruoff, Murrow, News 8.
Thanks. Spring is here, but we are still getting a lot of clouds.
We will tell you what to expect from the weather up next on Murrow News 8.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual, and she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you and we'll figure it out."
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
This week I saw people wearing shorts, and I didn't wear my jacket, but I'm not quite ready to break out the shorts. But Catherine, is this nice weather going to stay?
Yeah, Zane, I'm not quite ready to break out the shorts yet either, but we can expect the nice weather to continue through today and also into the weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's forecast. We've got a high of 59 degrees. We're going to drop down to 40 degrees overnight. We do have that cloud cover though, and you can expect those clouds to hang around into the rest of the weekend. Tomorrow's temperatures are going to be pretty similar. We're going to warm up just a little bit more to 62 degrees, and then we'll drop down to 46 degrees. Our best chance for some rain is going to come a little bit later in the weekend on Sunday night and into Monday. That moisture is going to be much needed for the Palouse region. Let's take a look at conditions across the state today. Over in Olympia and Seattle, we've got some pretty nice weather, highs in the upper 50s. We've even got some sun going on in Seattle, so some nice spring weather over there. Let's take a look at central Washington over in Yakima and Tri-Cities. A little bit warmer. We've got highs in the mid-60s over there. And then looking over to the east side in Spokane and Pullman, pretty similar dry, mild conditions, highs in the mid-50s, but we do have that cloud cover still. Let's take a look at Pullman's extended forecast today. I want to draw your attention though to our high of 68 degrees on Sunday. That's actually going to be our highest temperature of the year so far. The average day that Pullman reaches 68 degrees is April 13th, so we're tracking a little bit ahead of normal. This time last year, Pullman didn't reach 68 degrees until the end of April, so spring is definitely in full force upon us. But we will have a cold front coming in on Monday. It's going to bring some rain with it, as well as some increased winds, bring our temperatures down a little bit closer to normal. So don't put away those windbreakers and jackets just yet. That's all I've got for weather. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Catherine. The weather has been nice. The Cougs basketball season continues in New York. Find out who they play on Tuesday.
Find out how U.S. men's soccer team has managed against its old rival next.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
I'm Michelle Harmon with sports. WSU men's basketball is set to take on Texas A&M in New York at Madison Square Garden next week. Our live reporter, Alex McCollum, has more on the story.
Thanks, Michelle. The Cougar men's basketball team is headed to the National Invitation Tournament semifinals after their win against BYU Wednesday night. According to WSU insider Michael Flowers' 27-point game performance led the team to their 77-56 win. Flowers also broke former Coug Klay Thompson's single-season three-point record during the game. The Cougs are set to play Texas A&M at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday the 29th at Madison Square Garden. This is the first time the Cougs have gone to the NIT since 2011 and the second time in program history, so Murrow News 8 reporter Colby Ennebrad will be there to cover it for us. That's all from me. Back to Michelle for more sports.
WSU men's golf completes the first round of the Goodwin Intercollegiate Tournament in a tie for 15th place. The tournament is taking place in Palo Alto, California, over a course of 3 days and is hosted by Stanford University. The Cougs will start the second round of the Goodwin Tournament today at noon. WSU women's tennis is back to play in the Pac-12 Conference and will take on the Oregon Ducks today at 1:30 p.m. Oregon Ducks hold 1-3 in Pac-12 and is entering the match with a 9-5 record. The Cougars women's tennis team won last year's match by 4-3 and have won the last 3 games. Gonzaga lost to the Arkansas Razorbacks by 68-74 yesterday. This means the Bulldogs are disqualified from competing in the NCAA men's basketball tournament this year. Regardless of their loss, the men's Gonzaga basketball team had a post-game huddle to celebrate being a Zag. As the world's biggest sporting event approaches, the U.S. men's soccer team played Mexico on Thursday, which ended in a scoreless draw. To qualify for the FIFA World Cup, the U.S. M&T would have to win their next game against Panama on Sunday and Costa Rica on Wednesday.
I don't know about you, Connor, but a little excited that WSU may be the last Pac-12 team playing on Tuesday against Texas A&M.
Honestly, it just feels good to be a Coug at that point, you know?
Yeah. An important anniversary is coming up on campus.
Find out what WSU is celebrating on Monday after the break.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. We lose some of the best moments, some that may never repeat,
Come on.
or detach from people around us. Our loved ones grow used to this pattern, but it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. It's never too late to live a full life again. Hear how many of us Vietnam veterans have managed our mental health and reconnected with our families. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
WSU will be turning 132 years old on Monday, and on Monday, that anniversary will mark Crimson and Gray Day here in Pullman. Anyone who is free to stop by the WSU Alumni Association tent on the Todd Hall steps beginning at 11 a.m. to celebrate the anniversary. A cake will be served until it's gone, so people are encouraged to come early. Man, I don't know about you, Zane, but that sounds fantastic, man. I haven't had a really good piece of cake in a long time, you know?
I just wonder what kind of cake it is.
I don't know. I saw it looked to be chocolate, I want to say. So I can go either way with chocolate or vanilla. I don't really have a preference. So.
I can too. I like vanilla a little more, but don't feel strongly either way.
Yeah, no. Is there any kind of like weird cake flavor that you're like, maybe like, you know, red velvet or anything like that?
I like red velvet, and I just don't really go peanut butter or all these other
I'm
kinds.
not a huge fan of peanut butter.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
On cake, and it's just like, it's crazy. Again, though, it's WSU, they're becoming they're getting up there in age.
You know, I'm just happy that university is just celebrating that kind of stuff. You know, we got a lot of stuff going on with that, and I think, you know, having a cake is a good incentive to have people come over. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, why not? Why not? But let's go back to sports and Gonzaga losing. I'm not that shocked that they lost because they hadn't been playing well. But if we talk about Arizona, though, they just did not look good against Houston.
Yeah, tell me about it, honestly.
I honestly thought that if there was going to be a team to lose, though, last night, it was Gonzaga. They just did not look good.
It looked to be.
I'm looking for Gonzaga to finally win that championship. They're just not. They can't break through.
No, I got a couple of friends of mine from back home at Gonzaga, and dealing with it.
All right. Well, that's it for us today. We'll see you next week.
Have a good night.